From 3-0 to 4-3, Teoscar Hernandez, amazing bomb.
You know, with this Dodger team, a lot has been said about the offense. A lot has been said about the starting pitching. A lot has been said about the defense. And then you look across the field and you see San Diego and you go, oh, their defense must be bad. No, they're right at the top in fielding percentage in Major League Baseball with the Dodgers. They're 1-2. But when it came down to the nuts and bolts, when those little things that happen, this is how this Dodger team wins the close games. They do the little things completely through the whole game. Yes, it was one swing from Teoscar and it was a big fly. But you know what? It was also one mistake by the Padres that opened the door.
Well, and I love your partner in crime up there, Joe Davis, right before Teoscar Hernandez's grand slam. He said it feels like that was a ticking time bomb with Teoscar. And sure enough, the very next pitch was the grand slam. Let's hear from Teo right now. He's standing by with Kirsten Watson.
Teoscar, last night you guys were down 6-0. Tonight, down 3-0. What is the feeling just amongst the team in the dugout when you guys are down, but clearly never out?
I mean, we never feel like we're down. We know what we're capable of. We know the team that we have. It only takes a good at-bat, get on base, and somebody's going to hit take the big swing. In this case, it was me.
Someone like you was going to take the big swing. Take me just into that at-bat on the first pitch. Is that what you were looking for?
Looking something in. Obviously, he was throwing really hard. Every pitch that he throws is really hard, so something middle in, just trying to put a good swing on it. He left a slider over the plate, and I just hit it out.
I don't think we've heard the stadium that loud, but on that grand slam, I know it's your first home run since coming off the IL, but what is it like when you're able to have a moment like this here at home in front of all these fans?
It's just the support that all the players have, I have, since I come back from the IL, doing my steam in the IL. You know, a lot of support from the fans, as always. So it's really good. Feels really good. I'm really happy, really glad that I'm here, and that I'll be able to do that in front of them.
And get the seeds everywhere. Teoscar, congratulations on that swing, and congratulations on this win tonight.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
What a great win for the Dodgers, and it all started for them offensively in the 7th inning. Through the first 6 innings, Jerry, Michael King was absolutely dominating them. He allowed just 2 base hits, a couple of singles. Dodgers didn't really have many scoring opportunities, really any scoring opportunities. Until that 7th, it's a walk, it's a single, and then Craig Stammen, their skipper, takes Michael King out of the game with only 75 pitches.
Well, you're right. Michael King was on his A game. He really shut this Dodger team down. But you got to remember, this Dodger offense, what we talked about in the pregame show, pass the baton. Great at bat there by Mookie Betts, and great job, Max Muncy shooting the hole. Now we got action. First and second, Stammen brings in the lefty. He induces the ground ball. This is really a tailor-made double play ball. Cronenworth, who's very sure-handed. He is a great defender. He rushed the play, trying to turn 2. Now Teoscar comes up, first pitch swinging. Gets the breaking ball to his liking. Grand slam. And, I mean, in an instant, the game flips.
You know, sometimes with hitters to get hot, you've got to get aggressive. You can't be up there just kind of looking and feeling your way through an at-bat. And Teoscar, even though he hadn't hit a home run yet since back from the IL, he stayed aggressive, he stayed in the strike zone, and he put a sweet swing on it. The Padres make one slip-up. Teoscar made him seriously pay.
How many times have we seen Teoscar Hernandez come through in clutch moments, driving in runs, and there that grand slam that put the Dodgers in the lead for good. And then in the 9th inning, Oral, Tanner Scott strikes out the side. And let me be the first, if it hasn't been mentioned yet, we need to start talking about Tanner Scott for the All-Star game. You look at his numbers, the ERA is 2. He has 45 strikeouts, 3 walks, 1 blown save all year. This is a guy who wasn't going to even be the closer when the year started because of Edwin Diaz, and he's been slamming the door.
Yeah, and this Dodger bullpen has been outstanding throughout the whole year, right? So every time a reliever comes in the game and does a good job, and now all of a sudden the last guy in there has to finish it off. It's like people putting weight on your shoulders. The offense has done it. The offense has come back. The offense has got him enough runs. The bullpen, his teammates out there have each done their job, and now all that weight goes on your shoulders, and he has performed unbelievably with that weight.
We always talk about certain guys being like a team MVP. Certainly there's a bunch of them. Obviously Shohei Ohtani is Shohei Ohtani. But if you look at the bullpen has been outstanding. When Edwin Diaz went down, the guy that we signed to be our wipeout closer, which he is, he's a superstar, but then he gets hurt. He's on the IL. Tanner Scott instantly is really thrust in that role. He has been lights out. I just love his makeup. Understand, you know what happened last year? That was an anomaly. I'm going to come back here, pumping strikes, and then when I get to 0-2, 1-2, I'm going to put guys away. He has been elite, and you're right, John. He should be mentioned in the All-Star conversation.
And what did Dave Roberts say when he was sitting right here when we had Dodger Fest? And he said he felt like Tanner Scott was going to be on a mission this year, Oral. I would say that was very prophetic because the Tanner Scott we're seeing this year is the guy we saw a couple years ago in a Padres uniform.
Well, I saw clear eyes in spring training. I got to put the uniform on in spring training for a couple different weeks. And when I was around him and you talk to him, it was a sane person. You can tell when somebody's home. You can tell when somebody's faking it out. There's not that intention and that integrity in their words. And there was a lot of intention. There was a lot of integrity. And it was relaxed. But there was intent to what he was going to try and accomplish in spring training. And then all of a sudden, he's getting the ball and doing the job in the kind of the setup role in different places, and they kind of brought him along. But when the injury happened, all of a sudden that focus and that responsibility went up, and he has been fabulous.
I'm sure he went back in the offseason, he saw the video, he went back and looked at what he did. For the majority of the season, he was getting 0-2 on guys.
Right.
0-2, 1-2, and then he'd make a pitch right down the middle when guys are in swing mode, and then he gets hurt. I'm sure he told himself, man, I would take that all day long, get to 1-2, 0-2. Yep. Now, if I could just continue executing my pitches when I was getting to 1-2, 0-2, do that the same way, I'm going to get swing and miss and weak contact. And he's taken that information this offseason, and he has applied it this season.
All three batters that we saw in the ninth tonight, what we see, we saw a chase slider to the first guy. We saw one right at the edge of the bottom of the zone and the second guy on the outer half. And then to Tatis, he just lit him up. He just lit him up down there. You know, sometimes tonight the target was up, but he was so locked in on either side of the plate down, he didn't even try to throw the ball up.
45 strikeouts, only 3 walks all season, an ERA of 2. That's all-star caliber stuff we've seen from Tanner Scott. Right now, let's set it upstairs. Check in one final time with Joe Davis and Jessica Mendoza.
One huge comeback last night, one huge swing for the comeback tonight. Teoscar Hernandez, a grand slam to win it 4-3.
It was a much different night offensively. I mean, Michael King was dealing early in this game, and they got him out of the game, got into that Padres bullpen, and Teoscar Hernandez, I mean, a grand slam, being able to capitalize, especially only 5 hits, 4 runs, but it was 4 runs in one swing.
The biggest mismatch in this series is where you figure the biggest advantage would be for the Padres. That's been the bullpens. The Dodger pen has given up 1 in 9 innings. Padres pen's given up 10 in this series.
It's also crazy. I mean, we've not seen Mason Miller in the series last week, and now 2 nights. You thought he was going to come into this one, but Morejon gives up that grand slam, does not give an opportunity. And you're right. The Padres, the one thing they've had going is that bullpen, but not in this series.
All right, so the Dodgers take the first 2. They've won 9 of their last 11. Now lead the Padres by 14 games in the West.
And doing it from come-from-behind fashion for the second straight night of this 4-game series and a season-long 10-game homestand. Let's get to over the Padres. Right now, let's head inside and hear from Shohei Ohtani speaking with Kirsten and the media.
Shohei, first, it's not typical we see you come out of the game late. Was there a reason just that Miguel Rojas pinch hit for you late in the game?
ピッター送られた理由としては何かありましたか？
バイセップスちょっと気になるところがあったので、最後の打席の後ですかね。はい、大事を取ってっていう感じですかね。
Yeah, more precautionary reason. I was a little concerned with my biceps with the last at bat that I took.
When you look at just the stuff on the mound right now, ultimately the numbers really have been excellent. But I know, you are someone who wants the best. How do you just assess a night when you have the strikeouts, but you do have some of that hard contact there?
成績自体悪くなかったですけども、球のスタッフとして良かったですし、ちょっとこれ今日みたいな試合を振り返ってみてどう思ってますか？
いいところと悪いところありながら、6回まず投げて、それなりになんていうんですかね、まだ勝てる希望を残しながらゲームを残したっていう感じじゃないかなと思います。
Yeah, I think I did the bare minimum, which is to get through 6, give the team the chance to win, still keep the game in check. But there were some good and some bad in there.
Clear, was it your right biceps? And then did you sort of feel it on a specific swing?
右腕、右のバイセプスなのかと、で、何かスイングで感じたものなのか。
右のバイセップスですね、はい。1ヶ月、2ヶ月前ぐらいも練習でちょっとなったんですけど、その時は比較的早くよくはなったので、今回もそうじゃないかなとは思ってます。
Yeah, it's my right biceps. It's the same location that I, felt a couple months ago. And it went away relatively quickly, so I expect that to happen again.
A couple months ago, did you only feel it when you swung, or did you also feel it when you were throwing?
2ヶ月前はスイングで感じたのか、それとも投げて、
スイングですね。はい。その時はそのまま出ましたけど。はい。
On the swing, I did feel it, but I was able to play through it.
Just to be clear, do you expect to be in there tomorrow, and do you expect it to affect your next start at all?
そういう試合出ますか？で登板に影響しますか？次のピッチングの。
まず今夜明日と様子を見て、今日勝ったのすごく大きいと思いますし、少しこのチーム的には余裕が出てるとは思うので、明日出るかどうかっていうのはもう監督の判断になるかなと思います。
It was big that we won, but it's going to ultimately be up to the manager to see what he feels.
Last one, guys.
Do you feel good enough to be in the lineup tomorrow with your bicep?
意外なら出そうですか？
いつでも出れるなら出たいと思ってますし、いつも言ってますよ、万全の状態でばかり出れるわけではないので、はい、常に出たい気持ちはもちろんありますね。
I can always play, and my desire is to always play, and yeah, I feel I feel good enough to be able to do so.
Yeah, we knew that something was going on with Shohei Ohtani when Miguel Rojas did pinch hit for him late in this game. And then we find out he felt a little something in his biceps, more precautionary than anything. But what's your level of concern for a pitcher if he's feeling anything at all in the biceps?
Well, I think that when you're talking about the bicep, you're talking about stuff that is related in that area, and you go with that up. It's kind of a radiating pain sometimes. But what I saw mainly being as a poker player looking at Shohei do his interviews, you can tell the facial expressions there's some worry there. There was no expressions changing. It was just kind of flatlining and giving answers and solid answers. He also said that he wants to play, meaning he's kind of hurt. Everybody's kind of hurt. It's injured you worry about, but everybody plays a little bit hurt. And he said he felt it on a swing. Okay, you're feeling it on a swing, but you're still able to go out there and pitch. For me, it's a nagging thing. You hope it doesn't lead to something stronger than that. But right now, he seems like a guy who's like, I got to take care of this, and they're at least giving him a day off tomorrow.
Here's the thing. Oral, that is a great perception of Show, because he does have that great poker face. He doesn't want to let on, certainly not the media, certainly not the 29 other teams that he's going to be playing against. When you're dealing with that type of bicep, and you're right, it's up at the top of the shoulder and it leaks to your bicep. Position players get it as well. You get it sometimes if you're a right-handed hitter on your bottom hand, especially if you're a guy that finishes high. Shohei Ohtani finishes with that bottom hand. That's his throwing hand. So he's violent this way and violent that way. So sometimes that get irritated, agitated, and there be some soreness. When it starts to leak in your bicep, now you got to really take a step back. I'm glad that they're giving him a day off tomorrow, and I would make sure possibly give him 2 days off. You want this thing to calm down, because you don't want this small issue to become a big issue, especially when we're getting ready to head into the All-Star break. So Shohei Ohtani, we all know, is vital to our team. You got to make sure you let this calm down, even if it takes 2 or 3 days. You always remember, Shohei Ohtani is going to want to play. Like Clayton Kershaw, sometimes you got to save him from himself. That's all I'm going to say there.
And because of where we are at in the schedule and the All-Star break coming up, he was only going to make one more start before the All-Star break. Jerry, you could feasibly, if you wanted, if you're the Dodgers, skip his next start against the Diamondbacks, then have the All-Star break, and he could have a full 2 weeks off before he pitches again.
I think,
if it's an issue.
If it's an issue. And I think Oral could speak on this a whole lot better than me as being a starting pitcher, but I will say this. Listen, if he was chasing Cy Young, and if he was right now the #1, you may push him a little bit, but right now that is not the case. Let's be honest. The most important thing, no matter what, is what? Three-peating. That is the most important thing to Show. That's the most important thing in this Dodger organization. So we have a nice, healthy league in the division. Why push him? Why? This is a time to take a step back, and I would skip him one start, and Show can be mad at me all he wants. He can, that's fine. He can yell at me. But I would skip him. That is my opinion. Why push it? Why risk it? Because, Oral, you know this. If it starts with the shoulder and maybe it leaks with the bicep, maybe that starts to put pressure on what? The elbow, right? You never know, because when we talk about injuries, sometimes you try to protect yourself from that stuff that's irritating you and you injure something else.
Well, we're making educated guesses.
Right.
Educated guesses are kind of blind, but we are talking from experience. So the fact that in the interviews with Dave Roberts and Shohei, that there is some admitting that there's some bicep irritation. Irritation is usually swelling. There's usually some inflammation there that the different nerves and different things are not tracking correctly through the bones or the different areas they have to go. You want to give it a day so that you can calm that down. And you're going to calm it down with ice and stim, and you're going to help think those nerves are moving correctly and the irritation goes away. Once you get that to go away, now you have the risk and reward of when do we now take it back to activity, and is it ready for activity again? Full strength, not just I'm able to play, but full strength. And I think Jerry makes a good point. And the Dodgers have always kind of gone on the conservative route when they have this big a lead, when they know they're going to play in October, and they know it's one of their key individuals that has to be healthy then. So I know they will make a really good decision.
Well, biceps and all, he still threw 110 pitches in this game, Moral. It's still a quality start for him. What did you see from him in this outing tonight against San Diego?
Well, now we have rose-colored glasses to really kind of look at the K-zone and understand why at times he was a little bit inconsistent. So we saw Shohei Ohtani at its best with some pitches. We saw him be very edgy with 98 miles an hour of velocity. We also saw him where maybe he didn't get completely loose for the first 6 pitches of the beginning of the game, and he walks a couple of guys and the table gets set. But then all of a sudden, when the adrenaline hits and he got into jams, he did a very good job eliminating the damage. He didn't throw a shutout, but it was a quality start. 6 innings and three runs only. But you could just tell from me that we see a passionate, aggressive, facial expressions, celebrations out there when he is really on his game. And tonight at times for me, the body language said, I'm just getting through this and I'm doing the best I can and I'm gutting it out again. And we actually described him as gutting it out in the past in some other outings in this last 4-start stretch.
I'm going to say this. Listen, this generation doesn't get enough credit as we continue to see Shohei Ohtani continue giving us a chance to win. Like you mentioned, now that we know after the interview, he was dealing with something, and he had a quality start. Yep. He had a quality start against a really good Padre team that's familiar with him. These young guys, this generation, I say young guys because I'm a little older now, they don't get enough credit. They are tough as nails. They want to play every day. Most of them want to play every day, and it's really the manager and it's really the staff that keeps them from playing every single day, a la Freddie Freeman. Shohei Ohtani, you saw the look on his face. No matter what, I'm going to go out there and give my team a chance to win, even though I don't feel my best. This kid is tough as nails, man. We saw him last year or the year before in the World Series when his shoulder was about to fall off. He wanted to be out there with his team. So again, this kid is tough as nails, and there's a lot of guys in this generation don't get enough credit for being that tough.
And Dave Roberts has already decided Shohei is not going to be in the lineup as the DH. He announced that a short time ago. We will hear from Dave Roberts coming up. But it's the 4th of July, not until tomorrow. 4-3, let's head inside and hear from the skipper, Dave Roberts, with the media.
Yeah, it was precautionary. Just kind of tightened up on the bicep, so he's not going to DH tomorrow. So we'll give him a day to fully recover, treat it up, and then at that point in time, we'll just go from there.
Sherry had experienced this a few months ago. When you kind of just look at this injury, and I know you just said Sherry from tomorrow, but do you feel like it has any impact anywhere else moving forward?
I don't know. I don't think so. You know, he's dealt with it before. He's a quick healer and finds a way to get back. But I do think that for us to read and react and to kind of hear what his body is telling him is really important. And given the toll that, it takes on his body to be a two-way player.
Dave, Shohei said that this was something that he had felt a couple months ago, but that it went away relatively quickly. Around what time of the season was that?
You know what? It was so benign that I didn't hear about it until tonight. So I would assume that he hasn't missed much time, and that's the first I've heard of it. So it didn't take him out of playing.
Dave, on a night like tonight when he throws 110 pitches, is the knee also a little bit of a
No, tonight the knee wasn't of all, and even to be honest with you, is the bicep didn't bother him while throwing. It was when he took his last swing. So the knee didn't bother him at all tonight.
What did you see him like totally?
I thought tonight, just the first inning initially, just didn't have command. You walk the first two guys, and then you start to kind of figure some things out, and then obviously the home run by Merrill, and then in that sixth inning, it just got a little bit, he leaves a sinker up, and Bogarts hits it the other way for a double. 2 outs gone, first base. So good outing, but I think again, where with Shohei, the stuff that he has, he's just got to be more efficient to be able to get into that 7th inning. And the last few starts, he just hasn't given himself a chance.
What do you think of the way he and Dalton worked together?
I thought they were fine. I thought they did a good job. They seemed to be on the same page tonight.
This was one of the more emphatic swings and reactions we've seen from Teo this season. What does him having him back and healthy, how does that help elongate the depth of your lineup?
It elongates and the depth of our lineup. Obviously, I think Teo, he's missed a lot of time recently, and so for him to get back and contribute, there's a lot of built-up kind of anxiousness and anticipation to do something to help us win. So that was a big hit. Morehomes, had our number for quite some time and left a slider middle and took a really good swing.
How would you rate the bat flip?
You know what? Honestly, I was watching the ball, so I didn't see the bat flip. Was it a good one? Nice. Good for him. It's a big win.
Yeah, what a shot by Teoscar Hernandez. We heard Dave Roberts also reiterating that Shohei Ohtani is not going to be in the lineup, Jerry, tomorrow because being a two-way player, it takes a lot out of him. And you could see Shohei really grinding through this game tonight and also gave us more about the right bicep and said it's something that was an issue earlier this season, but it was so benign that Dave Roberts didn't even know about it until tonight. And it only bothered him when he was swinging and not necessarily pitching. What did you think about that?
Well, I think that is a positive if it only bothers him as a hitter, because obviously when you're throwing a baseball, you're throwing at 100 miles an hour, and then you're trying to shape breaking balls, throw the split. That is a good thing where it doesn't bother him throwing. You got to remember, Shohei Ohtani, when he lets it eat in the batter's box, he lets it fly, and he finishes high. That's the most important thing in this thing. He finishes high with that lead arm, his throwing arm, and that can affect his shoulder. So I'm glad he's going to take a spot A tomorrow, let it calm down, get treatment, ice, stem, whatever you need, and see how he feels the next day. And if it's still kind of bothered him, there's nothing wrong with taking another day. And I said it earlier. Listen, Shohei Ohtani, he's doing something that really has never been done before. Babe Ruth was a pitcher, hit a little bit, and then he became an elite hitter. He didn't pitch anymore. Shohei Ohtani is doing both at the same time at this level, at this stage. So, again, you got to be careful with Shohei Ohtani, and we know this. He's vital to our ball club. So, Dodgers training staff, Dodger brass, and including Shohei Ohtani, they're going to do the smart thing. And if he's not ready to go in a couple days, take a couple of days. But make sure when he does hit the field, he's 100%.
The history of the Dodger decisions around Shohei this year, when he plays, when he pitches, is he going to hit? When he pitches, he's not going to hit. Whether is he going to play tomorrow or is he going to take a day off before the off day and then be ready to come back? He went into this start with an extra couple of days. We have no idea why. Now you come out of the start and it's a quick decision that he's not playing tomorrow. So there is some more evidence about, you know what, tomorrow our decision is this. And they have done this flexible decision making throughout the year with Shohei because they want to gather as much evidence as possible as far as figuring out rest going into a start, rest coming out of a start, rest or being on an at-bat when you're hitting compared to when you're pitching, all the different things. But there was enough evidence after this game and Miguel Rojas hitting for him that we knew, or they knew, tomorrow's an off day.
Yeah, usually err on the side of caution, especially when you're at game 89 in the season. You need Shohei healthy for the stretch. Padres for the second straight night. Let's go inside the clubhouse and hear from Dalton Rushing with Kirsten and the media.
Dalton, I know after just the last time you and Shohei worked with each other, there was just so much talk afterwards about you guys getting back on track. Can you just kind of Tell me, as you guys navigated through their lineup and kind of what the feeling was amongst you two, and how you were able just to kind of find the ways to be efficient when need be and also to get the strikeout when need be.
Yeah, I thought he'd take the 2 walks in the first out of it. It's hard to get out of that kind of situation. I thought he did a good job throughout the game. These guys saw him just a week and a half ago. Speaking as a hitter, you kind of have a better idea of what guys are trying to do to you over the course of facing a guy twice in a week. But I thought he threw the ball really well. I thought he gave us a chance to win. King was throwing the ball really well tonight. Made it tough for us to put up runs. Luckily, we got a big swing out of Teo, and it was enough to do it. But I thought Shohei threw the ball really well tonight.
Everyone, and even yourself, talked about how you could use last week as a learning experience. How did you find just now coming out of this outing and kind of how you two were able to kind of communicate with each other, work with each other, and also just like get back on track together?
Yeah, it's kind of like a boost of confidence. You feel as if you guys are on the same page throughout the whole night. And like I said, obviously you take those 2 walks in the first out of it, and I think he had a very quality start. He gave us a chance to win, and that's all we ask out of our starting pitchers every time.
Ohtani said last time when he started calling his own pitches that he kind of wanted to show you what he likes to do. How much better do you feel you understand what he likes to do now?
Yeah, I thought tonight I had a good idea of what he was trying to do. Thought we were on the same page a lot tonight, and obviously that once again is a boost of confidence moving forward. He's not an easy guy to call for, but also he's who he is for a reason, yeah, I'm glad we were on the same page for most of the night, and look forward to his next one.
What makes him challenging to call for?
There's a lot of pitches that are really good, a lot of options. Yeah, I think that's the best way to put it.
Just to confirm, were you calling all the pitches tonight?
Majority, yes. Yes.
How tough is it to sort of game plan inning by inning with him, especially because, unlike a traditional pitcher, you're not really, sitting with him in the dugout. You don't really have this time in between innings.
Yeah, it's tough. We have to lean on Mark a little bit for translation. Obviously, Will helping out with translation, but Mark just kind of communicated between the two of us. It makes it a little tougher, obviously, but I think he does a great job with it. And like I said, I thought we were on the same page a lot tonight.
Big reason why the Dodgers won last night's game, Orel, after being down 6-0. Yes, the offense had 12 runs, but the bullpen came in and really slammed the door, and they kept the Padres where they were at. Tonight, Shohei gave up those 3 runs in the through 6 innings. Then you have Kyle Hurt, Edgardo Enriquez, Tanner Scott gave up nothing the rest of the way.
The bullpen this series, which has only been 2 games, but there's 2 more against the Padres, and right now the bullpen is winning the battle against the Padre bullpen. They've given up 10 runs out of their pen. The Dodgers have only given up 1 run out of their pen, and they had a huge lead, and that was yesterday's game. But the thing that's really impressive about a hot bullpen, in today's generation, when starters are going 5 and 6, you got to have 3 and 4 guys have a good night to get a bullpen to give you all zeros. So to stay hot is one thing as an individual. To stay hot as a whole pen, that is ridiculous consistency. Josh Bard in the bullpen and all the guys down there, they are getting ready, they're staying locked in, and they're putting up zeros.
We talk about our offense being relentless and not giving up. Our bullpen is just like that. Down 3-0, it doesn't matter. We get the ball, we're coming in there, and we're going to put up a 0. We're going to make sure we give our team a chance to come back. They have done that really all year long. We saw it last night. We saw it again tonight. Hurt put up a 0. Enriquez, who has been outstanding, he's getting better and better. It's fun to see. And obviously, Tanner Scott should be ticketed for the All-Star game, giving this team a chance to win. They came back and won it.
Every pregame show, we go over the offensive lineup, and we look at it, and we've watched it flex throughout the whole year. Paz is now hitting second. Teo's now in there. Tommy Edmonds is hitting down in the bottom of the order. We saw Muncy near the bottom of the order. When you look at this bullpen and the workload, they all come in different innings.
Yeah.
There's no ego about what role or what portion of the lineup. It has just come in. We've seen Vesia in the 5th, and we've seen Vesia in the 9th, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing that these guys are all like, this is about winning, this is about a team, and this is about our bullpen.
Doesn't this go back to some of it being Dave Roberts? We talked about him after the 1,000th career win, Orel, how he's able to take guys who have accomplished a lot in this game, who have egos, and he gets buy-in from all of them.
The baseball front office and Dave Roberts and the coaching staff has really won the battle of being a Dodger, and the front on the here means more than the back.
Yeah.
So you know what? They're playing for the front all the time.
There's a legendary manager. I think you played for him.
Yeah.
Said the same thing.
Tomas Lasorda.
Tomas.
All right, Yoshinobu Yamamoto is going to start Game 3 of this 4-game series tomorrow on the 4th of July. Beat the Padres in his last start. Oral, he's going to try to do the same against them tomorrow.
I wouldn't want to be the Padres to have 2 comeback losses, and now Yamamoto's coming at you, your ace. Really, this guy has been fantastic his last 7 starts. Keep it going.
We're going to have fireworks tomorrow night. Hopefully, Yamamoto provides fireworks with his arm. Dodgers fireworks with a bat. And listen, this place is electric every night. But it's going to be electric tomorrow night.
Fingers crossed and prayers for Shohei.
Yeah.
Let's hope we get good news tomorrow.
Shohei Ohtani will not be in the lineup for Game 3 of this 4-game series tomorrow. For Jerry, Oral, and Kirsten, I'm John. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow on the 4th pregame.